harvest some rhubarb, let me show you what we made with it and can some bone broth in the process. Before harvesting the rhubarb, I need to remove the bloom stalks. Letting your rhubarb bloom takes energy from the plant, yielding in smaller, thinner stalk and less of them. Once the bloom stalks are removed, it's time to harvest. To harvest rhubarb, you reach down to the base of the plant and wiggle right, left, down, and pull. Pulling rhubarb is quite easy and actually quite fun. My little harvest helper had a blast doing it. Okay, and pull up side to side. Yeah, that was perfect. While rhubarb isn't the sweetest harvest, it is very satisfying to do, since it is one of the first things we get to harvest in the spring season. To prepare the rhubarb for baking, I remove the leaves and the bottom part of the stalk that we do not eat. The big leafy part of rhubarb is poisonous, so I like to complete this task outside if possible. Once everything is all cleaned up, we move inside to get a weight, and I was very happy with my total yield of 2.85 pounds. The first thing I was excited to make with the rhubarb is an upside down rhubarb cake. I started by mixing melted butter and brown sugar together. Then placing rhubarb that I had sliced and tossed in flour on top of it in a pretty pattern. To finish it off, I poured in a simple vanilla pound cake batter. I smoothed off the top and then popped it in the oven to bake for 30 minutes. After it was done, I flipped the whole cake over and removed the pan to expose the nice caramelized rhubarb topping. Next, I made rhubarb butter by combining rhubarb, sugar, the juice and zest of an orange, and a little bit of water. Then I brought it to a roiling boil that could not be stirred down and kept it there till it reduced about 20-25 minutes. I ran it through a food mill to get rid of any of the stringy rhubarb pieces that I didn't want in the final product. Then it was ready for water bath canning. In freshly washed and dried jars, I added the butter, leaving a 1/4 inch of headspace. Then I cleaned the rims off with a paper towel that was soaked in vinegar to get rid of any sticky residue that might inhibit sealing of the jars. Then the lids and rims go onto the jars. Then they went into the water bath canner for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, I worked at getting my bone broth back up to a boil. I'm going to put the broth into warm jars, so I want the broth itself to be warm. You want everything you're canning with to be the same temperature, otherwise you risk cracking the glass jar. Once my 3 jars were filled, I placed some clean lids and bands on, and into the pressure canner it went. This digital pressure canner can hold 4 quart jars, and I had 6 jars to can. So I did 2 batches of 3. 8 cups of water went into the pressure canner. I closed the lid, then I set the pressure canner to high and set the processing time for 25 minutes. Then I hit start and we're off to the races. Once I let the canner depressurize naturally, the jars were all ready to come out and cool on the counter. Then it's time to place the preserved food onto our pantry shelves. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.